The great house at Collinwood in the world of parallel time. On the terrifying night that has just passed, Catherine Collins was chosen by lottery to go into the locked room in the abandoned West Wing. But at the last moment, her place was taken by her husband, Morgan. Morgan survived the night in the room, but he was changed, possessed by some alien spirit. Now, in the caretaker's cottage on the grounds, Catherine and Julia are soon to learn his new identity. What are you doing here?
I told you I never like to be followed. I go where I please and I do as I please.
Julia, look at Carrie.
What have you done to her?
I assure you I have done nothing to her. I don't know what's happened to her. She just suddenly went into that strange state.
Carrie, can you hear me? Carrie, wake up. Carrie.
I know who you are. I know who you are. You're James Forsythe.
James Forsythe was the man who put the curse on the Collins family. Isn't that true?
Is that what the family has thought all these years?
Do you deny it?
You're even bigger fools than I thought you were. James Forsythe had absolutely nothing to do with the curse.
You're lying.
Now, why should I lie about a thing like that?
Can you deny what Carrie said?
No. It is true. I am James Forsythe. After 100 years, I live again.
Why wouldn't you admit it to us before?
I learned a long time ago never to trust or confide in a Collins. It could be fatal.
Morgan. Morgan, look at me. Morgan, please, come back to me.
The Morgan you speak of is dead and will never come back to you.
Why did you want to come here to the cottage?
He wanted the key to the cellar.
You wanted to find James Forsythe's ledger. Well, it's too late. We have it at Collinwood.
I found what I was looking for.
Now, what's that?
I have answered all the questions I am going to. Good day, ladies.
Morgan, no! No, wait! It's no use now. No, he's in his own time now.
Catherine, come. We'll try and find him.
When I woke up, you weren't there.
I had difficulty sleeping.
I couldn't sleep most of the night myself. Where have you been?
I went out for a walk.
To Collinwood.
Yes.
Bramwell, is Catherine all right?
Yes. She didn't spend the night in that room. Morgan took her place.
Morgan? Oh, what happened?
He's all right. He's alive. But, I tried to find out more, but, well, I saw Julia this morning and she wouldn't tell me anything. Not that I care what happened to Morgan.
Bramwell, something else is troubling you. What is it?
It's no concern of yours.
But your happiness is my concern. Now, why won't you tell me?
Daphne, I'm not in a mood to talk now. Do you mind?
Yes. Yes, Bramwell, I do mind. You haven't been in the mood to talk to me, at least since we've been married.
Well, I'm sorry, but I've been preoccupied with business matters. I'm anxious for my ship to come in.
Do you think that'll make such a difference in our lives?
Of course it will. It'll make us rich.
Yes, but... Bramwell, will it bring us closer together? Will it make us talk to each other more? Can it remove whatever it is that's troubling you so? I can give you the answer to all of those questions. No, darling, it won't. Bramwell, please. Talk to me now for both our sakes.
I told you it doesn't concern you. Something that happened before the duel.
Before the duel that brought us together. So ironic.
Yes.
It's Catherine, isn't it? Oh, Bramwell, it's always Catherine.
And as for Sarah, she is the soul of treachery, pretending loyalty to me, but all the time betraying me to her brother, just as Amanda has been doing. Sarah went to the cottage expecting to find the lovers in their trysting place. Instead, she found me, Brutus Collins. And now she is dead and buried where no one shall ever find her. Now I know what I must do. And tonight I shall attend to it.
Where can you go on to, Julia? Do you think he'll be all right?
He seems well able to take care of himself. I just wish he would tell us something about the curse.
Yes. If only we could learn enough to end it once and for all.
Have you come round to believing in the curse?
Well, there must be something happening in that room. First Melanie and Gabriel. And now poor Morgan. Julia, do you think he'll go on just like this from now on?
I don't know. There's so many questions now.
Julia, we've had our differences. But you and I, we must try to answer those questions.
Yes, yes, we will.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Oh. Yes, yes, of course. I just felt faint for a moment. It must be what's been happening. Last night and this morning. That's all.
Are you sure that's all it is?
Oh, yes, of course.
You sit down. I'll go and get you some smelling salts.
Bramwell.
I heard about last night.
Have you seen Morgan?
He isn't here?
No.
Catherine, what happened in that room last night, Morgan? And I expected silence from the other members of the family, but not from you. Now, you must tell me.
When Morgan came out of the room, he was possessed.
Possessed?
They say that he may never be himself again.
Is he sane?
seems to be. But who can know?
I knew you'd find nothing but misery in this house. If you'd come away with me yesterday, we would have been able to start a whole new life.
Oh, yes, a life based on scandal. Parents of a child. Parents who could never marry.
And you intend to bring up that child here, in this house that I hate so much?
If you hate it so much, then what are you doing here?
I was determined to find out what you wouldn't tell me this morning. What happened to Morgan in that room. Catherine has just told me.
Well, if you've come here to gloat over...
I'm not here to gloat. This isn't the first time that my motives have been completely misunderstood, and I'm sure it won't be the last.
You always did excel in feeling sorry for yourself.
Is anyone out looking for Morgan?
Someone will be soon.
Has he shown any signs of becoming violent?
Quite the contrary. He's annoyingly calm and composed. But why are you suddenly so concerned about Morgan? You and he certainly have no love between you.
I'm concerned about him for Catherine's sake. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know, won't you?
Yes, thank you.
Good day, Julia.
Good day. You two still have secrets between you, haven't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I can't make it any plainer than I already have.
Why, Bramwell and I have no secrets between us. And I don't know what makes you think that we do.
Something happens when the two of you are together. The atmosphere in the room changes when a third party enters the room. The atmosphere and the subject.
That's absurd.
What was he talking to you about just before he talked about how much he hated this house?
He was merely speaking of the locked room in the lottery.
And reminding you that he had warned you not to come here.
Yes, he did say that.
And he will say that every time he sees you alone, which is just one of many other reasons that you should not see him alone. If you understand what I mean.
No, I do not understand what you mean.
Then suppose I tell you.
Why don't you?
Somehow or other, you seem to be most anxious to see Bramwell. And that will not do.
You have an active imagination, Julia. Bramwell has never come here at my invitation. Only on his own volition.
I did not say that.
Well, then whatever you said was wrong.
I hope you're right.
I am right.
Then why are you so upset?
Because I don't like your insinuations. It's very strange. A few moments ago, we finally seemed to be getting closer to one another. But now we're as far apart as we ever were.
Here are the smelling salts. If you need them.
What are you doing here?
Please, Carrie. Please don't be frightened.
You shouldn't be here. You don't belong here.
Oh, but I do. I know this cottage much better than you do. Much better.
What is it you want?
What is it that I want? To turn back time, Carrie.
But that isn't possible.
I know. I know. Tell me, Carrie, this gift that you possess. It enables you to sense certain things that escape ordinary circumstances.
Sometimes.
Carrie, are these rooms inhabited by a spirit?
What kind of a spirit?
The spirit of someone long since dead. Someone who was brutally murdered. Have you ever heard her or felt her presence?
No, I haven't. Who was this woman?
Her name was Sarah. Sarah Forsythe. She was very loyal and devoted to me. And she died because of it. The question is, where did he put her body after he killed her?
Nothing you're saying is making any sense to me. Please, would you go now?
No, you can't put me out, Carrie. I must have time. I must know he buried her here someplace.
There's no one here except me. Mr. Collins, please.
Please! Do not call me by that name.
You're frightening me.
I know he has buried her here someplace. I know it. But the time is I've got to find her. Oh, no, you can't go. You can't tell anyone. I'm here until I've done what I must do. You must stay in there. I'll let you out when I'm finished.
Shouldn't have waited up for me.
You have business matters to dwell on. I've got a marriage to think about. You left the house without saying a word.
I know.
I suppose I should be getting used to that by now.
I'm sorry, Daphne.
Well, I don't imagine I have to ask where you've been.
No, I went to Collinwood.
And you've been there since early this afternoon?
No, I found out about Morgan, and then I went away. I've been in the village.
What about Morgan?
He's no longer himself. He's in a state of possession.
What are they doing for him?
There's not very much they can do for him. They can't even find him.
What about Catherine? How is she taking it?
Well, she's understandably upset.
And you're upset, too, just as you were this morning.
Daphne, I'm too tired to talk. I'm going upstairs to rest.
Did you tell Catherine what was troubling you, Bramwell? Or did she already know?
What made you say a thing like that?
I don't know. I don't know, but I'm glad I did. It at least seems to have aroused some sort of emotion.
You had no right to make an insinuation like that.
Well, you've got no right to become angry simply because I want what's due me as a wife.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you that I was leaving the house.
Bramwell, it isn't just that. Why did you have to see Catherine alone? Didn't it even occur to you that I might be concerned for her, too? After all, she is my sister.
Well, there was nothing to stop you from going to see her yourself.
We're supposed to be man and wife. We should have been able to go to see her together. Or was there some reason we couldn't?
No, there wasn't.
Well, then why didn't we?
Because I had other things on my mind and I didn't think about it. Now, I've made my apologies and the subject is closed.
Bramwell. Bramwell, will you take me away from here?
You away? What are you talking about?
We can't live here. We can't stay at this estate. We can't stay in Collinsport.
But why?
Don't you understand, Bramwell? We don't have any chance for happiness here. As long as we're here, the past will always be a barrier in our way. I don't know what we can do. The only way that we can be happy is to leave. Please, Bramwell, take me away tomorrow.
No. Not tomorrow or the day after or ever. We're staying at Collinwood.
No, don't you understand? There's not any hope for us here.
There's hope for us wherever we are. And don't you ever forget that.
Bramwell, you really don't want to give us a chance, do you? You want to stay here because of the past. Because Catherine's here. And because you still love her.
Now listen, Daphne. We're not leaving here because I don't want to. But if you do, go. But if you want to be my wife, you'll stay. It's as simple as that. Good night, then.
He thought no one would ever find you here. But he was wrong, wasn't he? Wasn't he? Yes. I have found her, Brutus. And I know you are in this room. And I am ready for you. Show yourself to me, Brutus. Let me fight you again. I knew your spirit would follow me here. Show yourself to me! So, it is you, Brutus Clemens. After 160 years, we are face to face again.